Alrighty, welcome back to Persona 2. We're in the middle of the Tatsuya scenario. Got the key card for down here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's gonna make the fight way too long. Excellent. Did Apollo learn a new skill? I can't check. Open the gate. Okay, so now... blocked off. Boom, 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 boom. Swap over to A. If looks could kill. We'll go where? You are you. Yes, I am. Saved it. I don't know who can use tower personas, but they'll use them. Like that's just. Got two paths, y'all. I'm gonna switch. How do you like physical? How do you like fire? Glad you're not resistant to it, that's all that matters to me. Probably weak to sword or something. Shutter. Trap floors. Switch it over to B. That's going to be level 2 security card. So, what is your weakness? Weak to gun. In Earth? I don't think I have either of those. With, well, fire it is. Bum 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 ba-dum. And now I should be able to... Oh, it's shutter 8. What? thought I needed to switch the beat. Maybe not. Boom, 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 boom. Good thing I had plenty of money after Nanjo's dungeon, which we're currently in. Go back down. Who are you? Let's see if you like fire. You're indifferent about it. Works for me. Switch it back to A, damn it. I just went through this dungeon and I forgot. Ugh. Now it's slightly different for Tatsuya. There's no scientist to just give me the cards. I have to beat a bunch of guards down. Boy, you guys challenged the wrong person. Oh. Well, where am I supposed to get the key card then? Oh, that's right. I'm jumping a step. There's another floor I have to go to. I'll probably have to find more security guards somewhere. So, what's the path then? Could you guys leave me alone? I gotta go downstairs. Or perhaps I should explore this floor a bit. I'm gonna go downstairs. Blocking yourself with physical damage isn't gonna do shit. If that's what even he did. This is blocked with shutter B. That's also a shutter B. Because this was a shutter A, right? Yep. Well, looks like I got no choice but to explore floor number 3. Shutter B. Alright, that's where I gotta go. Asshole got a lucky critical in there. Alright, back down once again. So I can flip this stupid switch. Boy, I wish I had an Anastoma. No, I have no access to personas right now. Apollo has reached Nova Kaiser, motherfuckers. Only does the 1 damage though. 1 enemy. But that's good to have in the future. I shouldn't even have the, well, security cards, yes, but doing all this puzzles shouldn't be needed because Maya. What is these guys' weaknesses? Did I ever check that? Well, fire's the way to go. Fire cleanses everything. This was the gate B that I needed. There's nothing. If this was Persona 1, I'd be getting quite a bit of XP from all of this. Since it's based on how much damage you deal out. Locked laboratory. I am going to heal myself real quick. Another locked laboratory. God, I wish I could walk more than 10 feet. Alright, this is where that one dude was at. You lived? Wow. There we go. The security guards were smoking in front of the fence. Their backs turned to me. Not very professional. Hey, is there really an intruder? Yeah, I hear it's 2 young women and 3 men. Just leave it be. They probably meant Maya and the others. Again? Why? Won't there be trouble if what's going on here got out? The hell would I know? But it's orders from Shinjo-sama. Shinjo. I never heard the name before, but it was clear he or she was more dangerous than these guys. Intentionally leaving intruders alone meant either they were confident they'd catch them in a trap, or else they wouldn't get in their way. That kind of situation can get ugly real quick. Either way, it looked like I'd better hurry. I'd grabbed the key ring hanging from the older guy's belt. He'd taken out another cigarette and was trying to light it. My light's out of gas. Hey kid, give me a light. The young guy nodded and started pawing at his pockets. What an idiot. Hey, what's taking so long? That's weird. I could have sworn I just had a light. I stretched out my left hand from behind them and held out my Zippo lighter. The other guy thanked me, lit up, and took in a deep, satisfying drag. I'd brought this thing because my hand felt empty without one. It'd surprisingly come in handy. Thanks, kid. Oh, here it is. Okay, here you... Idiots. Just as the younger one found his lighter, he finally noticed me, gaping in shock. Quick as a wink, I smashed my left elbow into the older guy's face and dropped him. Then I sandwiched the other younger guy against the shutter and smashed the hilt of my sword into his solar plexus. I saw the older man crumple to the ground from the corner of my eye. I went easier on the younger one. He managed to keep to his feet, doubled over in pain, gasping for air. I grabbed him by the nape of the neck, slammed him into the fence, then unsheathed my sword just enough to expose the blade, which I pressed against his neck. I know you've got a long-haired female cop named Shiori Miyashiro captured. Where is she? 4th floor, in the research lab. The elevator only has buttons for 3 floors. How do you get higher? The order you push the elevator buttons in it's the security code, I heard. I don't know it. Who does? That guy? The supervisor in charge of security. He's in the room on the other side of this fence. Looks like I had to go by elevator to get to the other side of the fence. When he told me the other older guy's key ring had the key to the elevator switchboard, this time I gave him a knee to the solar plexus as a present and put him to sleep. It was probably pointless to ask these guys about Maya and the others. I grabbed the key ring from the sprawled out older guy as my reward for the light and then left the area. So I had to get to the other side of this fence, which is only by elevator. I need to do all this, and I shall drop a save. Alright, here we go. Luckily, I haven't gone up against anybody with water attacks. If he's serious on killing me, water. I don't know where to go at this point. Now as I can, that's a security card now. I guess I'll head in that direction. I don't really have much of a choice. I might actually level up in this scenario. Ooh, I almost walked right into that. I gotta switch it to A. The switch has been switched. It's level 2 key card, so I'm getting on that way. This is my only access to an elevator, other than going all the way back to the beginning. Oh my god. What is that skill they're trying to do? I opened up the switchboard and flipped on the power to the elevator. I didn't know how they did it, but it looked like it was set up to automatically cut the power if the elevator is not used at a fixed time. These security protocols are such a pain in the ass, but if they're sticking with them so rigorously, they must be hiding something that's worth it. I stepped onto the elevator and pressed the button for floor 2. Oh, hello. When the elevator opened, a robot I'd never seen before pointed the muzzle of a heavy gun at me. It reminded me of the Order of the Holy Lance from the other side. A model number XO was painted on the body. Throw down your weapon and surrender. You may be a child, but I will show you no mercy. It looked like someone was piloting it. The young guy I beat up earlier screamed from the other side of the fence next to me. Turn that goddamn bread into mincemeat! It seemed like he managed to wake up and made a report to the higher-ups. The guy inside this thing must have known how to get to the 4th floor. All I had left to do was pull him out of there and make him spill his guts. Luckily, they don't have the weapon to seal personas. No rock Kaiser. Oh, and you're weak to fire? Sucks for you, man. Actually, no. I wanted to heal first. Ooh, so close. So close. Ah, damn it. Useless piece of junk. The drive line shorted out and smoke started rising from all over the mech. The scrap iron hatch opened and the pilot jumped out. He tried to draw the gun at his hip, but the tip of my sword in his face was enough to get him to behave. The young man on the other side of the fence had already vanished. Hands up. What's your objective? Don't think you can make it out of here alive. I pushed my blade forward the tiniest bit. The tip sunk into his forehead, and a line of blood traced down his nose. Get in the elevator. Understood. The man held up both hands while keeping him in my peripheral vision. I maintained my stance and smoothly moved around him towards the elevator, all the while my blade remained against his forehead. He groped one hand for the elevator button, and after a moment, the door opened. My blade still against him, I walked in without hesitation. He bent back and revolved into the cage back first. I kicked him in the shin, momentarily knocking him senseless. I grabbed the nape of his neck, made him stand up, shoved his face into the button panel, and stole the automatic handgun off his hip. When I released the safety and pulled back the slide, I found that one of the bullets had already been fired. I ejected the shell and let it roll towards the floor. I was just aping Maya knee. I should have been able to handle the weapon alright. What does that mean? I pressed the muzzle to the back of the man's ear. 4th floor. With blood dripping from his forehead and nose, the man pushed the buttons 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, B, 1 in that order. When he pushed the G button slightly downwards, the elevator began to move. I grabbed the nape of his neck and made the man stand in front of the doors. If this was a trap, he'd be the one getting shot for it. When we passed the 3rd floor, the number 3 on the panel's floor number indicator started flickering. Several seconds passed and the doors opened. It looked like we reached the 4th floor. I figured security guards would be lying in wait, but no one was here. I pushed the man forward and left the elevator. I heard it was here. When I made him guide me to where Shiori-san was, the man stopped in front of a room that looked like a research lab. While I was at it, I might as well find out who they were. Who are you people? What are you doing here? You came here not knowing that? Who in the world are you? Without a word, I pulled back the gun's hammer. Even if I told you about the New World Order, a kid like you wouldn't understand a thing about it. Only the technicians know the details of what's going on inside. Shinjo is conducting a bunch of different experiments using the subjects that were delivered. Is he the boss? Shinjo's only the manager for this location. Imagine the scandal if people knew who was really in charge. Tatsuya Sudo. I'm sure you at least heard the name. A kid like you couldn't even touch a great man like him. The New World Order will create a new world without sin. Tatsuya Sudo's father, and the man who screwed my dad over, if my memory served me right, even now he would still be the foreign minister. I got it. He would be able to use the cops, the mafia, the mass media, and facilities like this as he pleased. By all appearances, it was a safe bet that Tatsuya was his favorite errand boy. I silenced the loose-lipped pilot with a strike to the back of the neck with my gun, then passed through the doors to the research lab. Around the center of the lab, there was a demon restrained on a revolving lab table set upright. It hung its head like a crucified sinner. Its blood-red hair was long as a shroud and cloaked its face from view. Its overall form looked human enough, but its skin color was difficult to describe. Beyond that, it was clearly not of this world. If it were so inclined, the talons on both hands could easily tear through the lab table on which it was restrained, along with the men in white standing on either side of it. It looked like it had been sedated or something. The men in white seemed to have noticed my arrival. They backed away several steps, but somehow they didn't seem too surprised. There was no one else in the room. A horrific premonition skittered up my spine. Glaring at the men in white, I barged straight in while thrusting the gun at them. I stole a clipboard holding a chart from the narrow-eyed man and looked it over. On the chart, the process of Shiori-san's metamorphosis into a demon was documented by a series of photos. By deliberately allowing a persona to take over, they transformed her into a demon. It seemed like this was an experiment to change a person into a demon by swapping a demonic archetype sleeping in the collective unconsciousness with a human consciousness. I uttered a wordless scream and landed 2 blows on the leg of the middle-aged man trembling next to the narrow-eyed man. As he squealed like a pig and crumpled, I grabbed the narrow-eyed man by the collar and slammed him into the operating table. Change your back, right now. I put pressure on the narrow-eyed man's throat while my left arm pressed the muzzle between his eyes, and I shouted. I can't! I was only entrusted with the lab's observation and anesthetic management, and then who can? Who the hell thought up this bullshit? Takehisa Kandori. Kandori supplied the theory. Right now he's going by the name Shinjo. Where the hell is he? Just up ahead, at the JSM. The narrow-eyed man pointed a finger, trembling with terror and oxygen deprivation at the inner door. I wanted to kill him. All these bastards should die. I couldn't stop myself from putting more strength into the arm holding him by his throat. The narrow-eyed man's eyes popped open, and his tongue lolled out as he gasped for air. He tried to peel my arm off with both hands, but what did he think he could do when he was that weak? Do it! Crushed the life out of him. A dusky impulse blew up from the bottom of my heart and became a black flame. The bruise he left on me ate as if it was being squeezed on right now. At my back, I heard a series of intermittent metallic clanks, then the sound of something heavy thudding onto the floor. I returned to my senses, and when I turned around, Shiori-san was collapsed on the floor, convulsing and trying to pull herself upright. The middle-aged man had reached out to the desktop computer and locked the lab table. Guralathakwa. When Shiori-san murmured those otherworldly words and rose to her knees, the room temperature dropped in an instant. With a sound like a whistle, a scalpel, sharp, freezing wind began to whirl around us. She can never return to the way she was. She switched perfectly with an archetype from the collective unconscious. And the only one who knows how to restore her lost ego is Kandori. The middle-aged man kept frothing at the mouth, at the blood flowing from his leg frozen over. Even that spray blew into the violently spiraling wind like glittering diamond dust. The sinful persona Joker has called the Windwalker from the unfathomable unconsciousness. She has become one of the great old ones who once ruled the earth. Arise, Ithkua the Wendigo. Ozoki-kun, why don't we confirm the experiment with our own eyes? Incarnate demons, a great old one, an archetype using a human body. This is a unique opportunity to learn which can best utilize its abilities. With a feeling of despair, I stared up at the completely changed Shiori-san. From behind, as she floated into the air, what do I do? Anesthesia in that tank there. The narrow-eyed man, or Ozuki, as he was called, pointed at the big tank next to us with his eyes as I was pinning him down. Right, this guy said he was in charge of administering anesthetic or something like that. While I considered how to do this, Shiori-san's head spun a full 360 degrees as she turned to face me. They're actually playing Nyarlathotep's theme. Wow, geez, thanks for giving me the opportunity to, heal. Save over that. Boom, boom. This one's gotta be beads. Please tell me you're weak. Well, it's nuclear damage, so it doesn't matter. Nova Kaiser. $285. Let's just see how she is with fire. Better. That's incredibly annoying. Boy, it's a good thing I bought like 99 of those things. We're weak to each other. gonna risk it one more time. Excellent. Level up! I don't have control of his level up. Makes sense. Hooah! When I tackled Shiori-san to the ground, I sliced open the thick anesthesia pipe creeping through the floor with my sword. Liquid gas blew out from the pipe and splashed all over Shiori-san. Baring her fangs, Shiori-san tried to stand. With deadly precision, she slammed into the pipe with all of her strength. Gooba! Gradually, all the while making gurgling noises as the anesthetic poured into her. Shiori-san's body finally relaxed and went still. I didn't have the slightest clue how much she would have ingested. Thanks to the volatile gas, my head was spinning. That's enough. Ozuki, who was trembling in a corner of the room, turned the tank's valve shut. When I glanced at the middle-aged man, I saw he was frozen to death with a gruesome expression of manic delight. Well, solves that problem. How long will it hold? Probably about 2 hours or so. And to think you used enough to knock out an African elephant for 3 days. Ozuki came up next to me and looked down at Shiori-san. He also glanced at the middle-aged man's corpse, but he averted his eyes in a hurry. Sorry about earlier. If the middle-aged man hadn't undone Shiori-san's bitings, I might have run away with my hatred and killed Ozuki. Sure, he participated in the experiment that put Shiori-san in this state, but he also gave me a hint on how to put her to sleep. No, it's alright. This woman is an acquaintance of yours, right? I couldn't blame you if you killed me. Shinjo, or rather, Kandori. You said he was just ahead, right? Yeah, he ordered us to slow you down while he was welcoming the other intruders. The JSM, the machine for separating jokers from Joker users, is down the hallway. Straight ahead, Kandori's there. I'll be back. I left Shiori-san behind and headed through the door Ozuki pointed out, the one that led further inside. Takahisa Kandori. I knew the name, if nothing else. I could have sworn that Yukino-san and her friends killed him 3 years ago, during the Miketcho incident. And yet, he was here. No way it's a coincidence. He was also a pawn of Nyarlathotep. The JSM thing must be the core of this lab's research. It's the only way they could be manipulating rumors and increasing jokers on such a large scale. I guess the New World Order, or whatever they're called, the more jokers, the better. When I went through the door, the hallway continued with similar research labs on either side of me with matching doors. Eventually, I reached the end of the hallway and approached a unique-looking steel door. You know what? I'm stopping this part here. Because I have to. So I'm going to just save over you. Alright. Thanks for watching.